What up, y'all? It's your boy Said Linus checking in once again. It is the Virtue.News Sports Show. We are recording live on the Fanbase Audio Room. I'm a Fanbase ambassador. Make sure you download the Fanbase app. And make sure that you follow at Said Linus so you can be aware each time that we go live in the audio room. You can join my camp, which is the Virtue.News Sports Camp. So when we do our live recordings, you can pop in the room, you can be a part of the show, you can add your 2 cents to the show. And then also make sure you log on to Virtue.News, which is the greatest and latest news publication online. Get all your great news straight from Virtue.News. Today we are going to talk about the Week 3 preview. Even though we're coming in a little bit a day late, I apologize for that. I have a meeting on Thursday this week, so I was not able to record. So we are going to talk about actually what happened in the Dolphins and Bills game. And then we're going to go into our little picks and previews of upcoming games that are coming up. So last night, the Dolphins and Bills. Oh, before I get in that, we're also going to talk about Kyler Murray. And his, I guess his Michael Vick tribute that gave him a lot of backlash. We're going to talk about Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers starting off 0-2 once again, and then we're going to talk about Tom Brady. Is he double dipping with the NFL? And then we're also going to give our top 5 power rankings as far as teams. But let's talk about last night. So the Dolphins and Bills played last night. The Bills ended up winning 31-21. Ended up being a very competitive game. But you can't keep making mistakes and keep giving the ball back to the Bills, especially with a quarterback like Josh Allen right now. Josh Allen ended up throwing 213 passing yards, 22 for 28, 3 touchdowns. And Cook, 19 carries, 1 touchdown, 108 yards. So, they were clicking on all cylinders, in this game. The Miami Dolphins played really well, but then they had a roughing the punter call, which gave the Bills the ball back, which they ended up scoring. And then Tua threw an interception very late in the game, which really cost them the game at that point. Tua Tagovailoa went 22 for 34, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tyreek Hill was able to catch a touchdown pass. He had 5 receptions. And the Dolphins fall to 0-3. Now, there's going to be some questions now about what are the Miami Dolphins doing going ahead. Is this Mike McDonald's fault? Do they need to bench Tua? What is going on? I still think it's a little bit too early to be talking about that because Miami Dolphins is not a bad team. They still can turn it around, but something has to change. If it keeps going like this year, we will probably see McDonald out of there. Hopefully comes back to the 49ers as an offensive coordinator, to be honest. And then we're probably going to see Tua probably somewhere else as well. And we're probably going to see Tyreek Hill somewhere else as well. So the Dolphins got to make some decisions, especially if we start to get to 0-4, 0-5, 0-6, and you start punting on the season. But I still think they have time to turn it around. And then Bills is just, this was a game where they were vulnerable. Anytime you play against a division rival, it can be a vulnerable situation, but they ended up pulling it out. And these are the games that you want to pull out. And so the Bills are still a top team in this NFL. And so they are now 3-0. Let's move over to the Rams and Eagles playing at 12 o'clock this Sunday. This will be a very, very, very good game against 2-0 teams. Matthew Stafford has looked really, really good as far as numbers. 44 for 62, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick for 543 yards on the year. They are looking pretty good offensively in this Sean McVay offense. We cannot deny that the Rams are looking really good, and then we know the Philadelphia Eagles are looking really good as well. And even though they don't have the numbers, because if you look at the numbers between both of the teams, Eagles don't have the numbers, but they do this thing where they really play at their own pace and they really control the game almost better than anybody else, any other team. And they score when they want to score. They score when they need to score. And they don't just have a lot of empty numbers. All of their numbers are very healthy numbers. And Jalen Hurts, which even though his numbers aren't that big, I have him in the MVP category. And excuse me. I think he's been playing really well. And even though they don't bode well for anybody who have them on their fantasy teams, they're able to really get wins. So this is to be a really big game for both of those franchises. Then we got Green Bay playing against the Cleveland Browns. And the reason why I highlighted this game, well, number one, because Green Bay Packers is one of the best teams in the NFL. And if they're probably competing with the Eagles on who's the best team in the NFC. Jordan Love, 35 for 53, 4 touchdowns, no picks on the season, 480 passing yards. Jacobs is questionable as a running back, but anytime it's questionable, it looks like he's probably going to play. But this is a big question mark, and I'm picking Green Bay to win, to go 3-0. But this is a game because Joey Flacco is 56 for 90, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 489 yards. It looks like they're passing a whole lot. But it looks like we're working our way through the depth chart at quarterback. If the Cleveland Browns go 0-3, I don't know how they keep wheeling Joey Flacco out there. I think it'll definitely be time for them to go ahead and start putting Dylan Gabriel in and move Flacco to the third string, and then you move Shador up to the backup. And then we go and see how Dylan Gabriel plays, and then they give him a few games, and if he doesn't play well, then we go ahead and put Shador in. I think that's what they have to do at this point if they lose this game to Green Bay. You promised Myles Garrett that you would go get a quarterback and you would have a quarterback, and so you traded Kenny Pickett away. Deshaun Watson is hurt. He has not lived up to what he was supposed to be when he came to Cleveland. And you got Joey Flacco, who's not a long-term solution, and you drafted Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders. And I think at this point, those are the guys you need to see what they have. So I believe if Joey Flacco doesn't play well and the Browns get blown out or lose the game against Green Bay, I think it's time to move on from Joe Flacco for the season. All right, next up we have the Arizona Cardinals playing against the San Francisco 49ers. Let's see, hold on. Playing against the San Francisco 49ers. We have Kyler Murray, who we are going to talk about a little bit later. But Kyler Murray has looked really good this year so far. Arizona Cardinals are 2-0. And I really like Kyler Murray. I had really big dreams about the Arizona Cardinals under Kyler Murray, and I think he has not lived up to expectations. But I think this year, I like it when it's quiet for some quarterbacks, and I think this is what he needs. But then he went and did something that stirred up controversy and brought a lot of attention to himself. But this is going to be a really good game. It's an NFC West rival game. And so you got San Francisco 49ers 2-0, Arizona Cardinals 2-0, the Rams are 2-0. So there's 3 2-0 teams in the NFC West. Somebody got to make a decision. It could be the 1 3-0 team or 2 3-0 teams. We will see how it pans out, but this is a great game, NFC West rival game. Brock Purdy is still iffy on whether or not he's going to play, but right now it looks like Mac Jones is in the driver's seat for this game. Mac Jones played really well last week, 26 for 39, 3 touchdowns, 279 yards. Christian McCaffrey is starting to look like himself, 124 yards in a couple games, 35 carries, and he caught a touchdown pass last week. Ricky Pearsall has 8 receptions. Our defense is hitting and holding like they always been. And Robert Saleh is back with us. So the 49ers look really good as a defensive unit. We're banking on Jennings and Ricky Pearsall to be really great receivers until we get Brandon Ayuk back. And I think if the 49ers can start this off 3-0, with George Kittle being on IR, with Brandon Ayuk being on IR, with Brock Purdy being iffy or whether or not he plays or not, if we can win this game and start off 3-0, this would really go very well and will buy us a lot of time until we get most of our weapons back. So that's going to be a great game as well. I'm picking the 49ers, of course, because I'm biased. But I really do believe the 49ers are going to win, basically because of our defense. Then we got, let me see. This is the Sunday night game, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the New York Giants. I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to get their first win tonight. And even though Russell Wilson has some really great numbers, they're probably passing the ball way too much. Russell Wilson is also their leading rusher. That says something about this offense. But I believe if the Chiefs come out and they win, and I think if they win in a really good fashion, you're going to start hearing questions about whether or not to put in Jackson Dart for Russell Wilson, and his time is going to start being limited. I think this is where the Kansas City Chiefs figure out some things that they really need to know about their offense with Patrick Mahomes. He's the leading rusher for the Kansas City Chiefs as well. So they got to get a better ground game. Hollywood Brown, 15 receptions in a couple games. So they're going to figure some things out, and I think this is where they turn it around and the Kansas City Chiefs go ahead and get their first win. Now, this is a very, very, very big Monday night game. Excuse me. The Lions versus the Ravens. This is very big. And this is another game where we want to see if it's close with the game on the line. Can Lamar Jackson and the Ravens pull it out? And these are the questions that we have. And I think that's what's going to happen in this game. I think it's going to be a very close game. Going into the fourth quarter and the last few possessions, and I think the Ravens are going to have to figure out a way to win instead of having all these blown fourth quarter losses under Lamar Jackson. And so Jared Goff played really great last week. Numbers look great, 6 touchdown passes. I think he threw 5 touchdown passes last week, or 4 or 5 touchdown passes last week. The Detroit Lions is a well-oiled machine. They're going to go deep into the playoffs. I mean, they did lose to Green Bay Packers, who could be the best team in NFC. But Detroit Lions, both of these teams are going to be really safe bets. Going to go to the playoffs. Going to have deep runs. But this is a great match and a great barometer to see where they are at this early in the season. This is a Monday night game. I believe that Baltimore Ravens, who lost another primetime game against the Bills in the first week, I don't think they're going to do it again. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they're going to pull it out. And I think Lamar Jackson is going to start inching up that MVP race once again. Derrick Henry is going to play well again as well. So this is going to be a really great game. I got the Baltimore Ravens winning. And Lamar Jackson, 33 completions, 6 touchdown passes this year. He's a gold mine for fantasy football. So I'm picking the Ravens to pull it out very, very, very late. Now we're going to reset the room a little bit. Make sure you download the Fanbase app so that you can join the Fanbase audio room anytime I go live. Join the campvirtue.news so that you can join in the room and be able to add your 2 cents to this show. This is a new show. Once I get the actual time of regularity that I'm going to go live, I will be able to bring that out to you guys, and then we'll be able to really have this room really clicking. But I know I've been doing this room at different times each week, but I'm gonna really nail it down. I might do the recap and the preview of the following week. Maybe I'll do it all at one time. So we will see. Now we're going to go to our top 5 power rankings before we go into our newsworthy section. Top 5 power rankings. These are the top 5 teams in the NFL right now. Coming in at number 5, I got the Chargers. Coming in at number 4, the Baltimore Ravens. Number 3, I got Green Bay Packers. They're looking very good. Might be the best team in NFC. Number 2, I got the Eagles. The stats don't say that they are the best team, but they are playing their game there, and they have a way of controlling games with their defense and the decision making of Jalen Hurts. And the number 1 team in NFL, they just got a win on Thursday night. They are 3-0, which is the Buffalo Bills. That's my top 5 power ranking teams as of right now. And let's get into some news. Kyler Murray really made some waves this past week, where he took some Instagram photos in a Michael Vick jersey. And it was a Michael Vick throwback jersey. I think one was a Virginia Tech jersey, the other one was a Atlanta Falcons jersey, and I think he might have been paying homage to Michael Vick. But then he in one of the pictures, he had his dog in the picture with him. Now, if you don't know, back in 2007, Michael Vick was a NFL player who got locked up for 21 months for being the head of a dog fighting ring. And so this really sparked a lot of controversy with him having the Michael Vick jersey and a dog in the same picture. Now, I think in all, to be real, I think it's much to do about nothing. But as a quarterback, you do not want to do anything that will spark controversy and spark just a lot of questions about you and your team and your leadership, especially when you have started off 2-0. So I think that Kyler Murray, he had to know that that the pictures that had the dog in them, that people were going to say, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you saying about dogs? What are you saying about dog fighting? What are you people are going to have a lot of questions, and we're going to assume a lot of things. That's just the world that we live in right now." So Kyler Murray actually had to make a few statements, and he said, "In no way, shape, or form do I condone animal cruelty or dog fighting or whatever it is. For me personally, y'all see me wear the Michael Vick jersey, a player I admired very much growing up. My dogs, Trunks and Swoosh, they both get treated like kings." So that was his statement, and he said, "In no way, shape, or form am I condoning that. I saw how it affected people and decided to take it down." I don't know how he didn't know that picture was going to affect people and that people were going to talk about it. But he did it anyway. He had to apologize, and so we move on. But I think it was a bad decision on Kyler Murray's part, especially during the season. You don't want to bring any unwanted controversy and unwanted rumors and talking towards your team, because they become distractions. And then if you lose against the 49ers this week, people are going to think that your mind was elsewhere instead of actually on the field. And those are the questions that's been about Kyler Murray the whole time, is that whether or not his mind is really on football 24/7. So I really think that Kyler Murray made a bad decision, but I think that he made a good decision apologizing and moving on. Now to the next topic. The Panthers are 0-2 as well. And how long are the Carolina Panthers going to play Bryce Young? Now, you remember last year Bryce Young got benched, and then this year they're starting off 0-2 as well. They're not really putting up a bunch of points. How long will the Panthers stick with Bryce Young? Then they have a backup at Andy Dalton. I was surprised that they didn't go out and draft the quarterback. Maybe they're waiting on another year to be able to draft a quarterback. Maybe they didn't like the prospects in this year's draft. They could have gotten Shador as well. Or maybe they really just think that Bryce Young is the future, but he has not been playing like it. It says that Young is once again a large part of the Panthers' sluggish start, completing just 58% of his passes with 3 interceptions to counteract 3 touchdowns. But his coach has a much different outlook on his quarterback this year, telling reporters that his level of confidence in Young is super high despite their winless start. So Bryce Young has the confidence of the coaching staff and of the front office, and they look like that they are behind him of this year. So we will see how this plays out. But once again, Bryce Young is starting off 0-2, and I think he has to do something this year, or he's out of there. I don't know how they keep playing him while just losing over and over again. And it's not even just them losing; it's the way they're losing. They're not putting up much points. The first week they put up 10 points. Second week they put up 22 points. That offense has to really get going, and it starts with Bryce Young. So is Bryce Young on the clock? I believe so, even though the coaching staff is not saying it. But hopefully they give him the chance to really right his ship this year. But 0-2 start does not look good at all. Now let's get into Tom Brady. This is the big controversy. Now, Tom Brady is I guess you call him a sportscaster for Fox Sports. He calls games. And anybody know anything about being a broadcaster, you meet with both teams, and both teams tell you very intimate details of how they want to run their offense, how they would like their defense to perform. You learn a lot of insight on teams that you can actually share on while you're broadcasting and while you're calling the game. And then some things that you might not be able to share online as well. So Tom Brady is also an owner for the Las Vegas Raiders. And so he was in the booth with the Las Vegas Raiders with the headset on. And people are saying that this is kind of double dipping, that maybe Tom Brady is actually getting information from teams as he interviews them as a Fox broadcaster. And then he might share this information with the Las Vegas Raiders because he has an ownership stake in them. I think this is what we call double dipping in the NFL. I think he should have to choose one. Now, I'm not saying that Tom Brady cannot have a headset on. No, that's actually what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I guess I'm not saying that he can't be an owner for the Las Vegas Raiders, but I am saying that if he is going to be a broadcaster and have ownership stake in a football team, he cannot be in the booth with a headset on for that football team. And because I think it just goes against the integrity of the NFL. And then Antonio Pierce, a former football player and former coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, said that it is foolish to think that Tom Brady will not share information about other teams to the Raiders. The NFL seems to be split on this topic, on whether or not they believe that Tom Brady is double dipping or not, and if that will affect wins. So we will see. So that's what I got for you guys today. I'm not sure if if Rob can talk or not. Rob just popped into the room. If you can, we can weigh in on the Tom Brady thing. But that's what I got for you guys today. I thank you guys for tuning in. Once again, my top 5 power rankings. Chargers coming in at number 5. Ravens coming in at number 4. Green Bay at number 3. Eagles at number 2. And the Buffalo Bills at number 1. And the games that we are paying attention to this week, are the Rams versus the Eagles, the Green Bay Packers versus the Cleveland Browns, Arizona Cardinals versus San Francisco. Sunday night game, the Chiefs versus the New York Giants, and we have the Monday night game with Detroit Lions versus the Ravens. Once again, make sure that you follow me and you hit the little camp icon at the top of the room to make sure that you get notified every single time that I go live on Fanbase Audio Room, and make sure that you are logging on to virtue.news, which is one of the latest and greatest online news publications. I will see you guys next week, early next week, for the Week 3 recap. All right, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.